Broadcasting live from the ESPN Radio Winchester studios, diving headfirst into Florida's finest brand of nonsense. It's time for What the Florida Friday on Franklin County's favorite morning show. The starting lineup, fueled by Loco Coffee. And now for your hosts, Joe Abraham and Chewy.
And good morning. Welcome into the starting lineup on a What the Florida Friday. This is ESPN Radio 1340 1069 WCDT Winchester. I am Joe Abraham. Still just like jittery, geeked up from last night. I am joined by the laugh that you hear is the Wookiee one in the booth this morning. How are you, my friend?
I'm pretty hyped up. We've last night was pretty awesome.
We've hit it.
Yeah, it started.
It's not even August yet.
No.
We already got our first win in the books. And in studio with us this morning, head coach of the North Gators, Landon Relford.
Good morning. Good morning.
And he has brought with us, or with him, Zai Edey. Zai he was our player of the game last night. Oh, goodness gracious, what a game he had. And we're going to get into it with him. But Zai had 2 rushing touchdowns. He had a receiving touchdown call back on the first drive of the game, which was absolutely spectacular. It was the best play he made all day, and it got called back on a hold. But then he had a receiving touchdown late in the game, took a little tunnel screen about, 65 yards for a touchdown, had an interception, a forced fumble, and an onside kick recovery. Zai, did they ask you to drive the bus home last night as well? Because you did it all yesterday, man.
No, sir, they didn't.
How about that? Good way to start the season, huh?
Yes, sir, it is.
Again, we appreciate you guys getting involved in the show this morning. Head on over to Facebook, jump in on the FMO Facebook feed, and show these guys some love. Let them know that you're proud of the North Gators. They went up to Cannon County and defeated the Lions yesterday by a final score of 44-30. And Coach Relford, you get your first regular season win. It's a long time coming, but man, it was like you saved up all of the offensive exploit and defensively too. You guys played pretty well at times, but it's like you saved it all up and you exploded yesterday offensively. Really impressive performance by your boys.
Yeah, when we were on the coaches show the other night with Johnny, there's one thing that I mentioned and all the coaches mentioned were you just have a good attitude and play hard, and they did exactly that last night. They played their hearts out. I'm surprised they weren't asleep on the bus by the time we got to North with how hard they played last night. So,
that was going to be one of my questions is, have you gotten any sleep? I know that you didn't get any sleep the night before, but now coming off of that thing, I don't know how you would have slept last night.
Yeah, today I'm running on fumes today. It's bad, but
yeah. So again, jump into the show. Again, show these guys some love. The Queen of the Creek is already in there. Miss Stacy, my boy Zai, so proud of you. Brett Crabtree says, "Where you guys at?" Brett always beats us into the show. Brett's here before we get here.
Yeah, he was in here early.
All right, I've got my first cup of pre-workout down. 4 minutes into the show. Okay, so. Let me ask you this: getting off the bus yesterday, Zai. I mean, is it one of those things where you kind of felt like you guys were ready to go, that you guys were that you were prepared, all those things, or was there kind of a nervous question, like anticipation that you weren't quite sure going into your first game what to expect?
Yeah, it was like what to expect because like it was like first game and like everyone's like nervous and like doesn't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah. So now that you guys have seen it and have done it, and you've had success, what kind of confidence does that give you going into the rest of the season?
It gives me like way more than I expected. Like I'm just ready for next Thursday to happen. And it's
Yeah.
home too.
Yeah. Well, that's a good point. And so here's the thing. This is a challenge. I'm already trying to figure this out. In fact, I started freaking out about it about a week or so ago when I realized August 6th is election day, and we've got election returns as well that night. And I'm going to be out there calling your game. But we have also been begged by the community to do election returns. So we're working on figuring that out. But that all being said, your grandfather, for people who may not know, your grandfather is David Eldridge.
Yep, he was in the stands. He made the trip last night.
So the question I have for you is he going to be at the game next week, or is he going to be over at the Annex building?
I'm not exactly sure. I'm not exactly sure. I'll have to ask him that and get back to you with that one.
Oh, man. Well, either way, just a great night for you guys. You got a nice warm welcome as well. It's been a long time coming since, North pulled into that parking lot, first game of the season, to the honking horns of all the vehicles and the parents going nuts and stuff like that for you. And you and I, but to pull back the curtain for people, you and I rode back together. And we came in late. The boys had already gotten their welcoming committee, but they gave you a little love as well when you got there.
Yeah, they honked their horns a little bit for me too. Yeah, that was special.
Oh, man. Again, moving to 1-0 on the season. So we asked Zai what that meant for his confidence, but getting that first win for you and your coaching staff and seeing that what you guys are doing is working, that you guys are on the right track, what does that do for you guys?
It does a lot for us. I think we're a lot farther down the road than we initially thought we were, because like we talk about all the time, over half of our teams never played football before. One of our leaders on the team, Caden Speck, this is only his second year ever playing football. Yeah. So it gives us a little bit of comfort, I guess is the right word to use. But we're just going to try to stress these guys like, we won, it's awesome, enjoy it, but we got to move on to the next.
Yeah.
And put your head down, go back to work.
So just a quick recap, and then we'll hit the break here. But the game started out, you guys went right down the field, a really tremendous drive. Now, here, again, pulling back the curtain, I had recorded the game, and hopefully, I'm not promising anything, but hopefully I will be able to recover that audio. I went to pull it off this morning. I was going to play all of these highlights for you guys, and I don't know, the metadata or something is corrupted, and so I'm trying to save that audio from last night. But if you heard it live last night, it may be it. It may be gone, which would be very, very sad. But we're going to go through these real quick. So we started off with a 4-yard touchdown run. The first guy to get in the end zone to start the scoring for you guys this season was Jacob Sweeten. A little sweep over the left side. And again, I think it was over the left side. And again, that was after Zai had a pass that he brought down in the end zone, went up over the defender, brought it down. Just a spectacular 30-yard touchdown reception, and they called it back on a hold in the backfield. But you guys finish off the drive. You take the 8-0 lead. They go down. They get a long touchdown pass. It's 8-6. They can't convert on the 2-point conversion. Then you guys go back down the field, and Zai gets his first touchdown of the season. He gets an 8-yard touchdown run to make it 14-6. They go back down the field to make it 14-12 on another pass. They had a nice little quarterback, C.J. Bethel, big kid, special athlete as well in his own right. And then when you get the ball back, you get a one-play 55-yard touchdown pass to Leo Dorsey, who a couple of times last night went up that seam, got behind the safety, and just kind of sat there and like a center fielder waited on the ball to get to him because he was so wide open.
Yeah, we that was a in-game adjustment that we noticed and took advantage of.
Yeah, you took advantage of it a couple times, and Caden hit him. Credit Caden for that's one of those sometimes when you got a guy that's running so wide open, and Zai, I don't know if you've ever experienced this as well, but sometimes when they're so wide open, those are the toughest ones to make because you have all this time in the world to think about dropping the pass or think about missing the throw. And you're just looking at, I got a guy 30 yards downfield. There is nobody near him. Yeah. All I've got to do is and a lot of times you'll see quarterbacks miss it long or do something silly. And credit to him, they were able to make that connection.
Speck, I think he had 2 incompletions all night. He was on his stuff last night.
I wasn't even keeping track, but yeah, that's a good point. I mean, he didn't miss
really well last night.
He didn't miss often. Okay, so now you're up 22-12. Then so you get the onside kick, Zai. Obviously, you line up there in the gunner position on the outside there on the kickoff and use that speed to get down the field. But when you take off and you see the ball sitting on the ground, I mean, what's going through your mind?
Just ready to get the ball and make a play.
Yeah. So you jump on it, and then you guys go down the field again and stick another one in the end zone. You get your second touchdown run of the night there to make it 28-12. And really, towards the end of the first half, there was a kind of a scary moment where Amir Wilson, the player for Cannon County, went to the ground. He actually made a real nice move on the outside, took a toss sweep to the near side, cut back up the middle, and it was a touchdown-saving tackle, I believe, by Ethan Torado that kind of tripped him up, and when he hit the ground, he was in immediate pain and is smacking the ground and twisting and things like that. You hate to see that, and everybody kind of held their breath, and you had players from Cannon County. I mean, this is one of their top playmakers, and their whole season basically rests on his shoulders in a lot of capacity, and really emotional for him and things like that. And you guys, said a prayer for him. You stopped at one point in time during halftime, because this was 12 seconds left to go in the first half or something. I saw you walk over from the corner of the end zone on the opposite side of the field, walk over to their sideline and check on that young man and stuff like that. But just talk about that moment and what's going through your mind and why or how you led your team in those moments, because that was really something out of all the things that you did last night. That was the thing that stuck with me the most.
Well, the thing about it is for one, I want to give credit to Cannon County. They're a really good football team. And with a kid like that would be the equivalent for us, like Zion getting hurt or somebody like that.
Yeah.
And me and their coach have been texting for days, and at the end of the day, you want to win, and you want to compete. But like I said, at the end of the day, it's a game, and these are kids playing a game.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, we want them all to stay healthy, both sides of the football. We want them to play hard, and when you see something like that, it's heartbreaking.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we'll continue to follow up on him and check and make sure he's okay. At one point in time, at the half, I did see him up and kind of hobbling off. He had ice in his knee and things like that. But so then you guys go down and actually you get the ball in the second half. You start out with another touchdown run on the legs this time of Caden Speck, who, Caden is really one of your secret weapons out of the backfield running the ball, but you didn't really have to lean on him too much last night. You were moving the ball so well with some of the other guys. But, man, when he throws that stiff arm, it's fun to watch.
Yes, it is.
And another 8-yard touchdown run there to make it 36-12. And then you guys started to kind of work in some of the younger kids, some of the 6th and 7th graders, and try and get them some playing time, which was a little bit of a challenge because Cannon County's bench was much shorter, and they didn't really have that luxury as far as working some of the younger guys in. And plus, it was still very early in the third quarter that you're up by that much. And so offensively, you guys seem to stall a little bit. They still continue to put up points and claw back, fight back until late in the game. Finally, I think I said on the call that you guys stopped playing with your food. You threw a little tunnel screen, and Zai, you caught that pass. And I don't know if it was the safety that was supposed to be moved over or if they had any kind of nickel or anything like that. But there was one guy that could have even come near you, and he was 20 yards down the field. When you caught that pass and looked upfield and had that amount of space in front of you, what was going through your mind there?
it was surprising, honestly. Like,
Yeah.
I thought I was going to, like, as soon as I catch it, I was going to, like, get tackled. But
Right.
Leo Dorsey blocked for me and made a touchdown.
Yeah, he blocked the corner and you caught it, and I could see the surprise from up in the booth on your face when you turn around and you're like, what's going on here? But then too, the other thing was you make the move and you go downfield. There was still some time on the clock, and it looked like you were trying to run as much time off the clock as possible, and you ended up going into the end zone, but it looked like you were unsure. Should I lay down? Should I not lay down? Did you have a conversation with Coach afterwards as far as what he wanted you to do?
Yes, sir. He told me I should have taken a knee, but I didn't know, like, what I should have done.
Yeah. Well, that is probably the right thing to do in that situation. I agree with Coach there, but it never hurts to put more points up on the board as well. So,
Yes,
can't hate on you too much for that. But again, jump into chat this morning. We've got the North Gators, or as everybody else. I realized this yesterday. I've never experienced this, but the PA announcer at the game calling you guys the North Franklin Gators.
Yeah.
And I'm like, we just call them North. But I didn't realize everybody looks at us in that capacity. But I guess it makes sense. Yeah. We got the North Gators in studio with us again. Landon Relford, Zai Edie, the player of the game last night. We will continue our conversation with them coming up on the other side. It is the starting lineup. This is ESPN Radio 1340 1069 WCDT Winchester.
Hey neighbors, Johnny Hand here. Join me every Wednesday night at Jefferson's in Winchester, beginning on Wednesday, July 29th, for the Coaches Show on ESPN Radio Winchester. Each week, I'll sit down with coaches from Franklin County High School, Highland High School, North Middle, South Middle, and Highland Middle Schools. We'll recap the biggest moments from the previous week, preview the games ahead, and take you inside our local teams. Come enjoy some great food, support our coaches and athletes, and be part of the show every Wednesday night at Jefferson's.
At Citizens Community Bank, we're here to make your banking easy and convenient. Whether you're visiting us in person at our main location at 1418 Dinah Shore Boulevard in Winchester, or others in Deckard and Huntland, or managing your money on the go with our secure mobile app, we've got you covered. Call us today at 931-967-3342. That's Citizens Community Bank, Equal Housing Lender Member FDIC, your trusted partner in banking for over 30 years.
Now, here's your ESPN Radio Winchester weather forecast. Brought to you by our official Smile partner, Dr. Garrett Orr and Winchester Family Dentistry.
Looking forward to less extreme weather today, mostly sunny with a high of 89 degrees and just some calm winds coming in to come and cool you down. And that's it. No heat index value, no extreme winds, and no rain. Get out there and enjoy it. And stay tuned to ESPN Radio Winchester 1340 1069.
At ESPN Radio Winchester, we're proud to welcome Winchester Family Dentistry and Dr. Garrett Orr as our official Smile partner. From routine cleanings and family dental care to helping you feel confident about your smile, Winchester Family Dentistry is committed to caring for patients with comfort, professionalism, and a hometown touch. Whether you're due for a checkup or looking for a dental team you can trust, call Dr. Garrett Orr and Winchester Family Dentistry, proud Smile partner of ESPN Radio Winchester.
Well, that was an interesting last segment. Let's try that again. Back to Joe Abraham and Chewy. This is the starting lineup on ESPN Radio Winchester.
All right, back here on the starting lineup. I will also be honest, because normally, I do tons and tons of show prep to prepare for these shows. People come in and say, how do you and Chewy come up with 2 hours of talking to do every day?
I don't. That Joe does that.
Yeah, it's a little, there's a little bit of work that goes into it. Did absolutely none today. Absolutely none.
Those are sometimes the best shows.
It was 9:30 at night ride back from Cannon County. You want to come on the show?
Yeah.
I was like, sure, why not?
Well, in my head, I'm like, I'm not talking about anything else. So, who better to have on the show? Okay, so Coach, question for you. Of course, obviously, congratulations for folks just tuning in this morning, and maybe they were living under a rock over the last 12 hours. 44-30 win. What was the feeling like in the locker room after you get back from the trip? Did you throw the music on the Bluetooth speaker and all the things?
we got there a little late.
Yeah.
So the kids, I think, were already
Ready to
getting their. Most of them were already changed by the time we got there.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Let's unload the trailer and go home."
Yeah.
So I think they were
Okay.
kind of
Just
tired.
tired.
But, today we're gonna watch film and eat ice cream. So,
Hey, well,
yeah.
it was a little bit of an emotional roller coaster. I'm sure that they had. Zai, what was the bus ride like back on the way back?
It was real. It was fun.
Yeah.
And then, but everyone was just getting too loud. So Coach Jake told us to be quiet. And
Yeah.
It was fun though.
Hey, that's a good problem to have. It's better that he tell you to be quiet because you guys are excited that you got the win, rather than, I don't know if you remember, and I don't know if this is how it still is, but when we would lose, there was no talking on the bus on the way back.
No, none at all.
So walking off the field, knowing that you helped the team in so many different ways yesterday, Zai, I mean, how was that for you?
I was really happy. I just kept on working like through the summer, and then I worked and I just got more progress, and now I'm better.
Yeah. Okay, so I got to touch on this. We like to have hard conversations on this show. And there's one hard conversation that you had to have last night. Out of all of the great things that you did, you scored, I think it was your second touchdown of the night, and you got called. You got called for a taunting penalty. Thankfully, it was after you were in the end zone, and I think it was maybe you held the ball out in front of one of the players or something like that. But regardless, what was the conversation like with Coach Relford and the staff after that happened?
Coach Lennon just told me don't do that again because I might, if I got another one, I wouldn't be able to play next week, and I would have got ejected. So I just chilled out, but I was really happy.
Right, you're just excited.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's one of those situations. It's a great learning experience for you where emotionally to try and keep level. Right, you're out there to do a job, and it is exciting. But the highs and the lows. I've worked with Coach Nick Saban. I've worked with coaches at MTSU, Rick Stockstill. I'm not sure if you know who he is. And that's one of the things that I learned actually from the coach at MTSU versus Nick Saban used to always get real emotional, real hot, real mad at certain times. But one of the things that I learned during my time at MTSU was, hey, the players are going to take on that persona. The guys around you look to you as a leader, right? They look to coach as a leader. If he gets upset as a coach at a call, he might think that, or the players might see that and think that, okay, the officials have a chance to affect the outcome of the game. If the other players look to you and you're getting upset or emotional or something like that, that's going to affect them as well. And those penalties, like Coach said, they can add up. So it's a good learning experience for you at least. And then you turn around, you made up for it though, because I think it was the very next drive you made an interception. So that works as well. You had the job last night of covering, number one, Amir Wilson, who is their fastest player on the outside. And early in the game, you did a pretty good job against him. But there was one point in time, you're supposed to be kind of mirroring him wherever he goes around the field. There was one point in time, it was the first drive of the game, I believe, where he switched sides of the field, and you guys kind of lost him defensively. And they saw it and immediately threw a touchdown pass to him. Now, when that happened, when you realized that you didn't have time before the play was going to start to run across the field, what was going? Because we talked about all the things that are going through your mind when good things happen. What was going through your mind when you saw him on the other side of the field and you're like, oh shoot?
I just knew that I messed up, and then I just don't know. I don't know what happened, but
yeah,
I thought he got taken out, but I wasn't paying attention.
He went. I could see it from up top, and he ran over to your side. And you were actually you had your eyes toward the sideline to get the call, and he came like he was coming to your side, and then they switched him, and at the last minute, he went the other way, and when you looked back, he wasn't there, and you're like, where is he? And he was on the other side of the field. But so what was it like trying to contain that guy? Because he was pretty good little athlete too.
It was pretty good, but on the first time ever guarding him, I didn't know how what he was capable of doing, so I kind of played back. But he's pretty good wide receiver.
Yeah. And then they had some big kids too, but number 14 specifically, which They lost both of their really big players on the outside. Gavin Cutler was number 14. That kid was huge.
Yes, sir.
And you had to cover him a little bit. In fact, I think he's the one that you maybe got the interception. No, I can't remember. Yeah, I think he was the one that you stepped in front of for the interception. But he was a pretty big wide receiver as well. Pretty physical kid.
Leo also stepped in front of him, got a good deflection there towards the end.
Yeah. Again, just as far as your assessment of Cannon County, what was your overall assessment as the game went on? I mean, how good were they? What created challenges for you guys as a team?
It's like our first game, so it's kind of like stressful and like butterflies in your stomach. But like as we got on, we got like knew like what to do. But we just need to work on like the cornerbacks, and that's really it. Then we'll be a really good team.
Yeah. Coach, you talked a little bit about in-game adjustments.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something that you're getting more comfortable with this year, being your second year, kind of making these adjustments?
Yeah, I'm getting a little bit more comfortable. Last night, we didn't have to make many because, like I said, we prepared really hard for this game. So we kind of knew what to expect. But just like in the spur of the moment type situations, like when they lined up and we saw that nobody was lined up on Leo for that touchdown pass.
Yeah.
And I called a run play, and I think they called a false start on it at first because one of our linemen lined down and then got back up. But just stuff like that, and being able having the kids to be able to cancel the play I called first, call another play, and so they made it easy on me last night. They made me look good.
So, Zai, there was another play where they made the mistake of kicking the ball off, and it came in your direction. You took that kickoff and hit the corner, and you, me, and everybody else thought you were gone. And you had your eyes downfield. There was a kid coming in your direction, and you were trying to set him up for a move to look like maybe to cut back inside or whatever the case is. And you stepped on the boundary, and they called you out of bounds. What was going through your mind after you stepped? Because I know you were disappointed there.
Yeah, I just wasn't looking down, and I was like not trying to like get tackled. I thought I was gonna cut inside, but he like cut inside of me. Then like I was trying to like go around him, but I stepped out. I just wasn't looking down.
Yeah. Were you concerned? Because that was fairly early in the game. Were you concerned that you may have cost your team at that point in time?
Yes, sir. I was like nervous for that.
What do you think was, when you look at some of your other players last night, your teammates, what was some of the most impressive stuff that you saw from some of the other guys on the field?
Like the O-line blocking, and I wasn't like for a second, like I thought we was gonna lose like first game, and like they was just way bigger than us. But we had a good game, and we improved a lot over the summer.
Yeah, that's for sure. And I do want to give a shout out the line. Let's see, right tackle John Rutherford, right guard Dason Clark, center Cole Thompson, left guard Landon Parker, and left tackle Ethan Torado. The unsung heroes, right? We do a lot of calling Zai's name and Jacob Sweeten's name and Caleb Steele's name and Caden Speck's name and all that type of stuff last night. But those guys absolutely put in work, Coach.
They did. Coach Mays is doing an amazing job with them.
Yeah. Well, and talk a little bit about, because you guys have added some new coaches to the staff. You've made some changes to the staff this year. Talk a little bit about how that has affected your early season success.
It's helped us so much. Last year, we had 4 coaches, and there was a lot on each coach's plate to handle. So adding Coach Parker and Coach Mays helped us a lot. Coach Mays is doing an amazing job with the line. Coach Parker was not there last night. He was on a work trip, but he is the one who has coordinated our kickoffs and kickoff return. Him and Coach Mays are heading up the weightlifting program and all that stuff. And I'm just so thankful they decided to come over here and join us, and they're doing an amazing job.
When you look at the team this year, what is your goal? What do you want the identity of this team to be?
Aggressive and ruthless, and just give effort. That's what we preached to them all summer. That's what I told them before. the game yesterday before we loaded up on the bus. Just play 100%. If you play 100% and we lose, I'm not gonna have anything to say about it.
Well, you've had a little bit of a mentor here over the past few months as well, and when we come back, we'll talk about what that has looked like. Again, head coach of the North Gators, Landon Relford, in studio with us, along with Zai Eady, who is our player of the game, had 3 touchdowns last night, an interception, a fumble recovery, and a forced fumble, as well as just, playing all over the field in every phase. It was a very special night for him last night, Zai Eady. And we'll be back on the other side with more with these guys in studio. It is the starting lineup on a What the Florida Friday. This is ESPN Radio 1340 1069 WCDT Winchester.
The starting lineup with Joe and Chewy is presented by Loco in Winchester. Right here in Winchester, Loco is doing things their own way. From locally roasted Loco coffee to a one-of-a-kind shop experience. It's a place that's built for the Franklin County community. So if you haven't stopped by yet, now's the time. Support local. Drink Loco coffee, fueling Franklin County mornings. Roasted right here in Franklin County. And don't forget to tune into the starting lineup, weekdays from 7 to 9.
The Tennessee Lifeline Peer Project connects individuals and families to addiction recovery resources right here in Franklin County and across our region. From treatment referrals and 12-step meetings to education and ongoing support. Because recovery happens when we're stronger together, and life truly is stronger without it. Learn more at fcpctn.org/TNLifeline or call 931-464-0725. Funded under a grant contract with the Tennessee Department of Mental Health and Substance Abuse Services.
No two patients are alike. High Point Health with Ascension St. Thomas delivers care centered around your health, your goals, your story, your recovery. From routine checkups to critical procedures, we use today's medical technology and advanced clinical practices to help you feel better, recover faster, and return home to the community you love. We don't just specialize in care, we specialize in you. Learn more at highpointhealthsystem.com.
It's time for a local news break from the 931 Go News Center.
Tennessee shoppers will have an opportunity to save money this weekend as the state's annual sales tax holiday begins Friday, July 31st and continues through Sunday, August 2nd. During the 3-day event, qualifying clothing and school supplies priced at $100 or less per item can be purchased without paying state or local sales tax. Computers, including laptops and tablets priced at $1,500 or less for personal use, also qualify. State officials say the tax holiday is designed to help families prepare for the upcoming school year, with shoppers saving nearly 10% on eligible purchases. Online orders also qualify, as long as they meet the state's requirements. The Townsend Cultural Center is inviting the community to its Townsend Reunion Anniversary Celebration on Saturday, August 1st from 10 a.m. until 3 p.m. The event will feature live music, bingo, shopping with local vendors, tours of the Townsend Cultural Historical Room, and activities for the entire family. Organizers say the celebration will take place outdoors at Townsend School in Winchester, with plans to move indoors if rain is in the forecast. The annual event offers an opportunity for friends, families, and former residents to reconnect while celebrating the history and heritage of the Townsend community. And congratulations are in order for Winchester City Administrator Beth Roten, who has been named the Tennessee Municipal League's 2026 City Manager of the Year. The statewide honor recognizes exceptional leadership and service in municipal government. Roten has served the city of Winchester for nearly 2 decades and was recognized for her dedication, leadership, and commitment to improving the community. The award is the Tennessee Municipal League's highest honor, presented to city managers and administrators across the state of Tennessee. For details on these stories and more, visit 931go.com. Stay informed and stay connected to your community with ESPN Radio Winchester.
This is Dale from Columbus, previously from the Paul Feinbaum Show.
Check in scissor hands. I'm the wrong guy to ask, but what's the secret to a good haircut?
A good haircut makes you feel confident. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, when you get that haircut, you're going to walk out that barbershop, you're going to look in the mirror, and you're going to be like, yeah, that's it. And you're going to tip the barber.
The Paul Feinbaum Show, weekdays at 3 Eastern on the ESPN app and on the SEC Network.
You're listening to the starting lineup, fueled by Loco Coffee. on ESPN Radio 1340, 1069, WCDT, Winchester.
Back here on the starting lineup, ESPN Radio 1340, 1069, WCDT, Winchester. Wearing my Gators hat this morning. Rep it. I got my red one that I wore yesterday in the truck. I got this one. I got another black one in the other room. But I encourage folks, if you haven't checked out and you're a Gators fan, the new ones that Fincham Sportswear is rolling out. It's like the white camo, snow camo looking ones. They're very sharp.
They are.
And in fact, we've given away this week alone a few Franklin County Rebel hats, Huntland hat. I am hoping to get my hands on a couple of those Gators hats, and if I can, I may be able to organize a giveaway for one of those bad boys. I say if I can. Alan has basically never turned me down when it comes to doing giveaways. So we teased it in the last segment. Coach Relford and Zy Edie from the North Gators in studio with us. Big win last night. Your first win, Coach, as the head coach of the Gators. And, one of the things that has really stuck out to me is your relationship with Coach Reed at the high school. And he has only been here for a few months, but he seems to have really taken you under his wing, and him and Coach Norris and all the guys really at the high school level. We've gotten a chance to interview them and get closer to them here in the last few weeks and stuff. But talk a little bit about the mentor that he has been to you to this point. And it's okay that you're yawning. I know you haven't slept in 2 days.
I was about to say sorry. But yeah, he's been great. As soon as I got done talking with the kids, I turned around, pulled my phone out, and I called him. That was the first thing I did. He actually texted me called me during one of the injury timeouts, and I always have my Apple Watch on the sideline. But there's a reason that I keep my Apple Watch on, is because when I'm calling plays from the sideline with my signals, the players know my Apple Watch is on my left hand. So they know if I do it with my left hand, they see my Apple Watch, then it's going to the left or it's lined up to the left, whatever. So I keep my Apple Watch on for that reason. And so it's an injury timeout or whatever, and I look down at my Apple Watch, and it's like Chuck Reed is calling you or whatever. So I pulled my phone out real quick, and I was like, going into the fourth quarter, this is a score. And he texted me back and was like, I think he said, woohoo, and then sent another text that said, shouldn't you be coaching? And so I didn't respond to that. I didn't see it until after the game.
Oh,
and when I called him, he was like, hey, what's up, man? And the first thing I said was, it was an injury timeout for your information. And he just started laughing. But, yeah, he's been a huge help, dude, a huge help. Everybody up there has. I mean, when we did our spring game, we sat down with Coach Reed and we watched the film. We watched the offensive film with Coach Reed, and then and my whole staff, everybody showed up.
Yeah.
And then we sat down after that with Coach Norris, and we watched the defensive part of the film with Coach Norris, and they kind of helped us break it down, see what we needed to improve on, and that stuff. And they've just been a tremendous help. And I will call out Coach Ackerman and Coach Carter for not coming and helping us mount that TV at Coach Reed's house the other night.
Yeah.
But
how did you get you got roped into that? Weren't you like you had to deliver something to his house or something like that? Next thing you know, you're hanging a TV.
Yeah, their printer is
oh,
messed
that's
up.
right. Yeah.
So he's been texting me like, hey, since he lives over there in the Deckard area, so he's been texting me like, hey, can you print our practice plan? So he's been emailing them to me. And after the Jefferson show, I went back to North that night and watched them close, and I printed those out. And I was like, hey, I'm on my way. I got your practice plan. He's like, okay. And as soon as I walked in the door, he's like, thank goodness you're here. I've got to mount a TV. And I was like, oh, okay. All right, sounds good.
That sounds like Chewy and I's relationship.
But, yeah, the relationship that all those coaches have is awesome. I got multiple texts last night from high school coaches on the way home. I told you. Just telling me congratulations and everything. Coach Kermit Reed texted me last night telling me congratulations. And we've got some really, really good ball coaches in this county.
Yeah. Well, it does seem like there is a special relationship with them as well. The culture between the coaches, at least the ones that I've seen, interacting with Coach Reed to this point, and there's something special about it right now, and I got to give him credit for what he's building, because it goes beyond. We talk about Franklin County and his impact on the high school kids, but it really goes beyond those walls.
Yeah, it does. We were talking last night about some of the situations I'm not going to get into detail with, but like I said on the coaches show, we have a coaches Bible study every Tuesday, and that was his idea, and he wants to build that relationship with everybody, not just the guys on his staff. He wants to build a relationship with everybody on my staff and South staff and everything like that, and he really, really cares about all the coaches in this county and supports every single one of us.
So, Zai, after the game, who was the loudest guy in the locker room or the loudest guy on the bus? There's always that one guy.
Yeah, I would say it's Wiley and like maybe like John. They was just screaming.
Let's ask this question since I think I know his answer and I know she's watching. Who was the loudest fan in the stands last night that you heard?
Miss Stacy.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. There you go. There you go.
The Queen of the Creek is also the queen of the North football cheering section.
Last night when he did that play at the very end and he didn't take that knee and he scored.
Yeah.
I brought him over and I was kind of talking to him about, what you do, having situational awareness, and I heard my mom yell from the stands, "He did good." And I turned around and I looked at her and I said, "He did not do good."
Oh man, he did good,
You
but
did good,
he also should have taken a knee.
Yeah.
So
Miss Stacy just jumped in saying, "Who's your favorite fan, Zai?"
Yeah, that's a easy answer there. So Zai, what have you eaten anything since the game?
No, I don't think so.
Oh man, that's so. I can tell you this much: I expect Coach to. I can see it in his eyes. I can hear it in his voice. It was a much different Coach that I was riding home with in the truck last night. He was on cloud nine. You are, and you said it. You're running on fumes. But how have you not eaten yet? Are you not hungry?
No, I was just excited when I got home. I took a shower and just went straight to sleep.
Yeah. Okay. I went home. I stopped at McDonald's on the way out. Yeah. I gotta eat something.
Me and you were on the interstate going through Manchester on I-24, and I saw Waffle House sign.
Yeah.
I almost was like, Joe, Waffle House.
Well, if we didn't have to be back, because you had the trailer, but that would have been a nice thing to do. Anyway, so Zai, when you look forward to watching the film, what play are you most excited to see?
Like the very first touchdown, like the over the shoulder pass, that was a nice one.
Yeah, you went up over that kid and got that thing. That was special. All right, well, guys, I really appreciate you both coming in this morning. Let's do this. We've got normally on Mondays and Fridays we call both Poultry Electric and Pro Hardware and Heath Automotive. Now, normally we call Poultry first, but Steve Heath, who is over at Heath Automotive, his son or his grandson, or maybe it's his great-grandson, I don't know, is Maxwell Heath, I believe.
Oh, okay.
So, Chewy, let's do this. Let's call up Steve and see what he's up to, because I think Steve was at the game last night. At least he told me the other day that he was going to try and make it out there.
He was at the coaches show.
He was at the coaches show. That's where he told me I was probably going to see him at the game. So we'll see what he is up to, and it'll be special for us to have a conversation with you guys in here.
Yeah.
So, Coach, next Thursday, who you got on the schedule?
Liberty. They're from Chevrolet. We'll be playing them at Franklin County High School at 6:30 kickoff.
Did you ever get any insight as to what happened in their game last night? I think we were talking about was it Lincoln County?
Fayetteville City.
Fayetteville City.
They got beat. What was the score?
42-0. 45.
Okay.
Like that.
Yeah.
Okay. We got Steve on the line over at Heath Automotive this morning now. And Steve, in studio with us, we got a couple of guys that you might be familiar with, Zion Eady and Landon Relford. Let me ask you this, Coach or Steve, did you get a chance to make it out to the game last night?
Oh, absolutely.
What did you
I
think?
want to tell both of those gentlemen how impressed I was with everything I saw last night. Very impressive.
Well, I appreciate it.
And I mean, teamwork, preparation was obvious. I mean, first game, young guys. My grandson out there, 11 years old, never been on the football field before in a game, and I think there was a lot of others like him. And for where y'all are right now, and what I saw, and what you can build on from that, I found it very exciting. I thoroughly enjoyed the game last night.
Thank you.
Well, one of the things that we might need to check on is making these road trips to and from all of these different places that these teams go. We're dragging around that trailer in the equipment trailer on the truck, and if they ever have an issue with the tires on the equipment trailer, they know where to take it. They're over there at Heath Automotive.
Well, we're here to help with that at any time, and like with all of our customers, I mean, trying to keep you safe and reliable out there on the road. There'd be nothing worse than headed to a game and having to deal with a tire issue on a trailer or something like that. So we want to prevent that from happening.
I can think of one thing that would have been worse, but we may keep that a secret. I don't know. I'll talk to Landon in the break about that. It's an inside joke. So again, Steve, for folks who are sending college kids back to school and things like that, this is that time of year. You're running out of time. They're leaving here any day now, and before they head back, I do encourage you to set an appointment and set up a time to bring the vehicles over there to Heath Automotive. Have you guys give it the once over, look through, make sure that the wear and tear on those tires underneath. We've talked about that so often. Is sometimes the cords can be even showing on the inside of those tires, and you might not see it. But man, just if you got a college kid, before you send them back, make sure to check that box and take that thing over to Heath Automotive.
Yeah, Joe, we all know there's not too many of our college kids that are really great about once they leave home, and as long as they can put the key in it and turn it and it starts, they're gonna go. Maintenance, taking care of things, inspecting things is not going to be top of the list for them. So let's try to look at all that before they leave. Make sure we send them off with a vehicle. It's prep for them to be away. Oil changes, fluids, tires, any issues that maybe you don't know about, you want to try to head off ahead of time and give them a little peace of mind. Anything can happen, but let's take steps to be prepared and keep it from happening.
Yeah, certainly. Tomorrow is August. It's actually, I think tomorrow is the last day of early voting as well. But tomorrow is August 1st. Do you guys anticipate any good rebates or anything like that coming in the month of August?
Yeah, we really do. Several of the manufacturers and distributors have already announced rebates. We've still got the Continental rebate, which is a really good rebate, going right now. And they're introducing a new all-terrain, premium all-terrain tire for, your four-wheel drives and stuff, some of your bigger SUVs, pickup trucks, crossover utility vehicles. They've got a brand new tire coming out and that, and getting rave reviews on that. Got some real strong, deep rebates that will continue through the month of August. We've been having it and using it here in July, and they did it for 60 days. But you've got other companies, Hankook, Firestone, Bridgestone, Goodyear. I always miss some, but we've got opportunities to save. The main thing is, we always want to work with our customers and getting them in the right tire for how they use the vehicle, what kind of miles they put on there. We don't need to put an 80,000-mile tire on somebody that uses a vehicle 5,000 miles a year. It's overkill. We've got alternatives. We handle all the different lines and manufacturers and all. So there's nothing we like better than working with our customers, helping them get in the right tire, and then anytime we can tap into a good rebate back and save them money, that's what it's all about.
Yeah. Well, it's cool because talking to you, I always kind of figured before we started talking to you on a regular basis that, a tire was a tire. It didn't really matter, but I did not realize how much like a custom application based on use, you guys take that stuff into account and you put the people in the tire that they need. So that's really cool. Now, if folks are looking to either send their kid back to school and make sure that they check those boxes and everything is in good order, or want to take advantage of one of those rebates that you guys have coming up or going on, where can they find you over there at Heath Automotive?
Well, Joe, we're in Winchester. The address is 501 First Avenue Southwest. That's 4 blocks off the square, right at the split. You can give us a call at 967-3880. We always invite you to visit our website, which is heathautomotivetire.com. And come see us. We'll help you with your vehicle, your tires, maintenance, repairs. And it is football season. It's officially started with last night. So, man, we got middle school football to talk about, high school football to talk about, college. It's the best time of the year, especially when it starts cooling off. So
doesn't matter if you're a North Gator or a South Trojan or a Franklin County Rebel or a Tennessee Vol fan or even those Crimson Tide guys. We're even okay with those guys as well. You've been serving folks in Southern Middle Tennessee for generations, and again, find them over there just off the square here in Winchester. Steve, great to talk to you, buddy.
Y'all have a great day.
All right, you too. That is Steve over at Heath Automotive. All right, we will be back to wrap up hour number 1. You can hear the phones ringing in the background over there at Heath Automotive. Folks trying to take advantage of those rebates. I encourage you to do so as well. Zy Eady and Coach Landon Relford in studio with us. This is the starting lineup. You're listening to ESPN Radio, 1340, 1069, WCDT Winchester.
Why choose More Courtney Funeral Home? Well, they're a 5th-generation funeral home taking care of the people of Franklin County since 1905. They're committed to serving you, dedicated to providing personalized, professional, compassionate service to help lighten your burden and help you out during these difficult times. More Courtney Funeral Home, 300 First Avenue Northwest in Winchester, 967-2222. More Courtney Funeral Home.
Got a project to tackle or a party to plan? Skip the stress and rent it instead at Reliable Rental in Winchester. From tools and heavy-duty machines to chairs, tables, and event essentials, they've got what you need to get the job done right. Whether it's work or a weekend celebration, Reliable Rental makes it easy. Stop by 2433 Deckard Boulevard in Winchester or check out everything they offer online at ReliableRentalFC.com. Reliable Rental. When you need it, they've got it.
Looking to make a difference in Franklin County? The Franklin County Prevention Coalition works every day to build a safer, healthier community, free from substance misuse. Through education, outreach, and strong local partnerships, they empower parents, schools, and leaders to prevent addiction and support positive choices. From youth programs to community events, the coalition is here for you. Learn more or get involved today at fcpctn.org. Together, we prevent.
This project is funded under a grant contract with the State of Tennessee Department of Mental Health and Substance Abuse Services.
Last segment, let's try that again. Back to Joe Abraham and Chewy. This is the starting lineup on ESPN Radio Winchester.
Back here on the starting lineup, ESPN Radio, 1340, 1069, WCDT Winchester. And, in the break, we got the logos that pop up, and they do the spinny thing, and they rotate through, and you see the Jefferson's logo and a Coach's Show logo every Wednesday over there at Jefferson's throughout the course of football season. You can come out, and you guys were actually at the first Coach's Show was with Coach Landon Relford just the day before yesterday. And so I encourage you, if you get a chance, come out and support these young athletes and these coaches and this community. Brett Crabtree, jumping into the chat, Chewy, said that Coach Reed has preached the vertical alignment thing from day one when he came in. Yeah, that's true. His first on-air interview with Johnny Hand, he talked about how important vertical alignment was. and you can actually see it in action. This is part of that. I mean, how much of what you guys have done to prep for this season, and again, we talked a little bit about him from a mentorship standpoint, but how much interaction, how much would you say that has come to fruition, that vertical alignment strategy he's got?
Oh, it's coming together pretty nicely.
Yeah.
You know, like our defense is what the high school runs. Our offense is a variation of what the high school offense runs. We call our plays the same. I switched up the signals a little bit, so a high school team can't come watch a North game and steal signals for the high school. Even last night, because we ran the same play so many times because it was working. I mean, and the defense was picking up. They were the defense of Cannon County was watching me call the offensive plays from the field.
Right.
And the players like they're stealing our signs. They're stealing our signs. I don't care. They ain't stopped it yet.
Well, that's when you know you're doing a good job.
Well,
when they know what's coming and they still can't stop it.
Towards the end, they we started huddling up to kind of try to slow the game down, and they couldn't take our signs anymore or whatever. And my dad, the guy in the headset, he's like, you're running spec to death, running back and forth, getting the plays. I was like, yeah, they're stealing our signs. He said, well, you're winning 34-18. I don't think they're doing a very good job. So, and that's no discredit to them. Truly, they are a really good team, and if those two guys stay healthy, they're going to give a lot of people some issues this year for sure, 100%.
Well, one of the conversations that you and I had was that, you know, it's one of those things, you jump out ahead like that and you want to work some of the younger guys in. And you understand that from both the player perspective. You want to develop those younger guys. You want to get them quality playing time. You want to make their parents happy as well, and all of these things. But what was really a challenge last night was, you know, you've got some of these younger guys, and you're trying to give them a good look. Normally, when you get out ahead of a team like that, they also put their bench in, and they put their younger guys in. But Cannon didn't really have a bench. They had like 5 guys standing on the sideline. A lot of their guys went both ways, and so they had their starters in the game throughout the game, and they were still fighting back and stuff. And so it really was unfair to your younger guys. And you know, as you tried to work them in there in the third and fourth quarter, it became challenging at times.
Yeah, we had that big lead, and we started to sub some guys in, and Cannon County would score, and so we would put our starters back in, and there was times where I was like, next play, and then that play wouldn't go how I wanted it to go, and I'm like, just wait a minute. And so not everybody got in last night, and you know, I feel bad about it, but at the end of the day, we got to prioritize in that moment in time winning the football game and keeping our guys healthy. And some of those 6th graders, if we would have put them out there, they would have got they would have got killed. And it's no discredit to them. It's just you're playing guys 3 years older than you, and the growth that a kid has from 6th to 8th grade is just insane. So we didn't want any of those young guys to get hurt.
Right. And I think that's a good point. I mean, again, if you were playing a team that had emptied their bench or had the ability to empty their bench, of course, you know, those guys would be in there. But there were a few times where you tried to put some of the younger guys in there, and it was evident from my perspective up in the booth. I was worried about one of those guys, the younger kids, getting hurt, and it is. You mentioned there is such a growth that happens in those 2 or 3 years. Now, that being said, you know, ultimately the goal is to continue this kind of momentum that you guys got. Zai, for you and the boys, you got to get back to work. The next one's going to be here before you know it. So buckle in back down and things like that. But congratulations on your first win of the season, my friend. And we look forward to watching you continue to have really great success this year.
Yes, sir.
And Coach Relford, first of many, my friend.
Yes, sir. I hope so.
All right. Well, that'll do it for hour number one. We're going to let these guys get on their way, let Coach Landon get some sleep before he's got to watch film and eat ice cream later today. Great stuff. Season has started 1-0, and we're not even in August yet. That's what I like to hear. Which I say that, but, hey, next year maybe we push back the start of the season a few weeks. Goodness gracious. All right. It is the starting lineup. Hour number 2 coming up next. This is ESPN Radio Winchester.
I'm Kristen Abraham, curator of Abraham Art Gallery right on the square in downtown Winchester. Looking for something unique? Every month brings a new featured artist, original art to inspire and share with the community. Come in, explore, and discover art that's ready to go home with you today. Whether you're redecorating, collecting, or just need something that sparks joy, this is your place. We're open Tuesday through Saturday. Find us on Instagram and Facebook. Visit abrahamgallery.com or stop by at 106 North High Street. You never know what you'll fall in love with.
Hey Rebel Nation, Dr. Orr and the caring team at Winchester Family Dentistry are proud to back every Franklin County athlete this season. From first grade flossers to varsity veterans, we believe healthy smiles build confident champions. Whether you need a routine cleaning, a last minute sports card, or a full smile makeover, we've got you covered right here in Winchester. Call 931-967-4143 or visit WinchesterFamilyDentistryTN.com to schedule. Winchester Family Dentistry, keeping Franklin County smiling one game at a time.
Looking for a reliable car at an affordable price? Stop by Money Down Motors here in Decker. We specialize in quality pre-owned vehicles with low down payments and flexible financing options. No matter your credit history, drive away today with a car you'll love and a payment plan that works for you. Visit us at 1945 Deckard Boulevard or call 931-962-3404 for more info. At Money Down Motors LLC, your ride is waiting.
The future of healthcare starts here. The Southern Tennessee Regional Health System, Winchester and Swanee, are joining the High Point Health System with Ascension St. Thomas, a health network serving communities across the state. We're working together to expand access, improve clinical quality, and keep you close to home throughout your care journey. Your favorite providers aren't going anywhere. It's the same care you know and trust, now with a new name. High Point Health with Ascension St. Thomas. Learn more at highpointhealthsystem.com.
Winchester, WCDT, 1340 AM, W295 AV, 1069 FM. Broadcasting live from the ESPN Radio Winchester studio, it's the starting lineup. Now, here are your hosts, Joe Abraham and Chewy.
Hour number 2 of the starting lineup on a What the Florida Friday, ESPN Radio 1340 1069 WCDT Winchester. A fast-moving first hour. Really cool to have both those guys in, and special way to start the morning. Special way to start the season.
I know you were excited about that one.
Yeah.
Miss Stacy said in the chat that that was the most excited she's ever seen you at a football game before. So
I told her immediately after the game, and I've told Landon this as well. So consider this. In the last 2 years, the games that I have had the opportunity to call, most of them being Franklin County High School football. Now, I've called some basketball, and softball and baseball and other things. But from a football standpoint, I have not had a lot to get excited about. And what I realized is I need to pace myself. I wish I could play some of the audio from last night. I have not had the opportunity to raise my excitement level, my voice, to that level, to call some touchdown calls to that. Man, I was ready to go. I was pumped up, and she saw me after the game, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm I'm gonna wear myself out. If
Yeah.
this is how the whole season's gonna go, I'm gonna wear myself out. But let's make a quick call out to Poultry Electric and Pro Hardware, see what they're up to this morning before we bring in our Friday morning guest. Oh man, I'm with Coach Landon Relford. I'm gonna need a nap. I'm gonna need a nap today. Coming up in hour number 2, we will be joined by Sammy D. And it is a What the Florida Friday. But if you follow the Sheriff's Department on Facebook, they've had some interesting few days. So we'll catch up with him on those. But let's go out to Poultry Electric and Pro Hardware. We got Jeff on the line this morning. Good morning, Jeffrey.
Good morning. You sound like my mother there. Am I in trouble? You said Jeffrey. You know, growing up, everyone says Jeff until I was in trouble, and my mom would say, Jeffrey.
Yeah.
And I knew then I'd done something I shouldn't have done, you know. And even Christy says that sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard her in the background there. No, it's good to talk to you, my friend. I'm excited this morning. You know, North got a win last night, started the season off on the right foot, and football's back, and you know, it's almost August, which means that the weather's going to start cooling down, and I get to talk to you, so it's a good morning.
You know, I was flipping through something last night, and I run across your page there, and I saw where North had got their win, and I didn't know something about a new coach, and it's his first win, and you know, it's all exciting there, and you know, I'm an old South Trojans guy.
That's okay.
But now my son went to North.
Yeah.
You know, so we never liked North. We never liked North because I went to South 3 years. You know,
Yeah.
7th, 8th, and 9th grade. That's before they done all the middle school. You know.
Yeah.
That tells you how old I am, I guess. But anyways,
Well,
I despise North. You know.
yeah.
And then I have a child, and he ends up going to North, and I have to pull for North. Do you know how hard that was?
House divided. You need to get. That's what we need in this community. You know how they've got like the Alabama, Tennessee license plates, house divided. That's what we need for this community, North and South, house divided. So let me ask you this, because it's one of those things that you know, regardless of what fan base they come from, North, South, wherever. You guys have served generations of folks here in the community, and you got a lot of loyal customers, and you have people who come in, you know, kind of some of the challenges that they deal with in their homes. You care about these things with them. You help them put together custom solutions for their homes, and you have the ability to help them in ways that maybe the big box stores really don't. And I think that that's a really special aspect of your business that we don't we talk nuts and bolts, literally, but we don't really talk about the relationship that you guys have and build with folks in this community, and I think that's a really special thing.
It is, and you know, and when you start talking about that, I start thinking about, and I don't want to get on a high horse here, but I do want to mention it because. It's a hard deal in the hardware store. How many schools do we have in Franklin County?
Like 13?
I had them count. Okay. How many sports or how many academic, I shouldn't say sports. You got all kinds of support, community support that has to go to them as, I'm going to call it advertising donations, okay?
Yeah, sponsorships.
Sponsorships. There you go. Good word. You know, just take one junior high or one high school there. You've got soccer, you've got baseball, you've got softball, you've got basketball, you got band, you got baton twirling, you've got a fishing team now.
Yeah.
What am I missing? I mean, and then some of those has girls and boys.
Right.
Part of it, you know. And being that we're the only local hardware store, how many times a day or how many times a week do we get someone that walks through the door that wants sponsorship?
Yeah, it's all the time. It is all the time.
Think about it. And do you know, and I'm not bragging, I'm just saying this, me and the accountant and I got together, and I was having to turn people away pick and choose, and I hate picking and choosing because I'm just a pushover. And when the little girl walks in, and she's 12 years old or she's 14, and she needs something because she's in baton twirling, and then you get the little boy that walks in and he's in soccer, and I have to look at her and say no, and I have to look at him and say yeah because I chose to do one before him.
Right.
So we developed a plan here at the store that I don't tell any of them no. I write a check to every single one of them.
That's great.
So
that's the
we
difference.
Get a lot of support because of that.
Well, and that's the difference that you get. Again, and we all love when these big national chains show up in town because we gotta I don't know, just I'll throw one out there. We got a Chili's. Oh, we got a Chili's. That's so great.
Right.
But you know what? It's the Poultry Electrics of the world that's where these dollars come from and go, and how we support these day-to-day things. You're hitting on it. So when people are spending money with you, and what's great about you guys too is that I don't ever walk in there and think that I'm going to spend more than I spend at the big box store. In fact, I usually save money when I go to your location because I can buy just what I need rather than buy what's in the package from the big box store.
Right.
So A, I'm saving money anyway. B, I'm finding what I need quicker, so I'm saving time. And C, the dollars that I spend, a lot of them are going back into the community, literally going back to support the community.
And before we jump off here, I've got to go into this scenario, and we had a customer, and he had been to 3 locations. Okay, and he needed a cross, which is a 4-way T. He was working on a gas line, and in his situation, he had to have a 4-way cross or a 4-way T, and he comes in the hardware store and says, I should have been here first because I know you're going to be able to do it, and that is a fit, and I'll probably never build again.
Right.
I've never built it in the past. I've probably never, ever built it again. But I looked at it, and I had doubts myself, I said, well, I don't know if I can do that or not. But he said, well, can we try? So we went back there. 15 to 30 minutes later, I'm serious, 15 to 30 minutes later, we had his fitting built, and he was happy. He left here. He got his project completed. But he had ran around for 2 hours trying to build this fitting.
Wow.
And he felt bad himself because he ran around to these and not that he didn't do it on purpose. He just said, I'm gonna stop here. It's my first stop,
Right.
And then you can drive my truck, Johnny. And then after that, he said the next location is right here. So it wasn't like he went out of the way to drive somewhere else. It was just on his way here towards us because he come from the Coffee County area, of the Coffee County side of Franklin County,
Right.
So I understand that, but we did get his fitting built. He called me back late yesterday evening, and he said everything worked out great.
Great.
And this is a fitting now that had to go from a 4-way 2-inch deal. One outlet had to be down to 1 inch, one outlet had to be down to 3/4. And the other one could run 2-inch, but we had a flare fitting on one side, we had a pipe thread fitting on the other side, and then we had a compression on the other side.
Wow.
So I mean, we was running pipe, black iron pipe to it. We was running a flex line, gas line to it, and then we was running with a OmniFlex on the other side of this fitting. So it was a very complicated fitting. But I am surprised we was able to build it. I'm happy we was able to build it. He's happy we was able to build it. But that's the personal side that you just said. That's what brought me to that. That's the personal side of what we do at Poultry Electric. That what's that saying? That it makes us different.
Yeah, definitely. Not only will your first stop be your last stop, but it's special. It's special when you're able to shop at local businesses like you guys, and I really appreciate you, brother. I know it's not easy from somebody who runs a small business from one to another. I appreciate you.
That's right. That's right. Well, hey, thank y'all so much for supporting us. Thank you, Franklin County, for supporting us. Fridays is always Appliance Day. Come and see us for all your appliance needs. If you're doing some gas grilling, come see us for your gas grill bottles. And right as we leave, how can they get a 20-pound grill bottle filled for $13.40? Tell them how they can do that.
Tell them you want the ESPN Radio Winchester, WCDT radio special. Whatever way you get it, it'll get them there, right?
That's right. Whatever you say that refers us to the radio station and the 1340, you get that bottle that's tax and all included out the door for $13.40. Come and find us at 1991 Sharp Springs Road. Call us at 967-7351.
All right, brother. Be good.
Thank you so much. Have a good day.
All right. Back in studio on the other side with Sammy D. Hey, it's been a long time. You look like you lost some weight, my friend. It's been a while since I've seen you.
Maybe. It's been like 2 weeks.
All right, we'll be back on the other side. This is the starting lineup. You're listening to ESPN Radio 1340, 1069 WCDT Winchester.
In an overdose emergency, every second counts, and your actions can save a life. Through the Tennessee Save a Life program, the Franklin County Prevention Coalition provides free training and naloxone to help community members recognize and respond to an opioid overdose. This training gives you the skills to support someone in crisis. When we're prepared to help one another, we're stronger together, and we're stronger without the stigma that keeps people from seeking life-saving care. Visit fcpctn.org/Tennessee Save a Life to learn more. This project is funded under a grant contract with the State of Tennessee Department of Mental Health and Substance Abuse Services.
Looking for a reliable car at an affordable price? Stop by Money Down Motors here in Decker. We specialize in quality pre-owned vehicles with low down payments and flexible financing options. No matter your credit history, drive away today with a car you'll love and a payment plan that works for you. Visit us at 1945 Deckard Boulevard or call 931-962-3404 for more info. At Money Down Motors, LLC, your ride is waiting.
From the 931 Go Weather Center, it's time for an ESPN Radio Winchester weather update, presented by Pennett's Pharmacy.
Looking forward to less extreme weather today, mostly sunny with a high of 89 degrees and just some calm winds coming in to come and cool you down. And that's it. No heat index value, no extreme winds, and no rain. Get out there and enjoy it. And stay tuned to ESPN Radio Winchester 1340 1069.
At Bennett's Pharmacy in Winchester, we're more than a pharmacy. We're your partner in health. Conveniently located at 1201 Dinah Shore Boulevard, we're here to serve you with fast, friendly, and personalized service. Need prescriptions filled? Looking for over-the-counter products? We've got you covered. Plus, enjoy local delivery and expert advice from our caring team. Call us today at 931-967-2777 or stop by Bennett's Pharmacy at 1201 Dinah Shore Boulevard today.
We had a plan, and then the microphones came on. You're listening to the starting lineup on ESPN Radio 1340 1069 WCDT Winchester.
All right. Back in studio on a What the Florida Friday. Joe Abraham and Chewy, joined by Sammy D, who is apparently in his couple weeks away developed an allergy to us. How are you, my friend?
I'm great. How are y'all?
I am tremendous. Chewy, how are you over there? It's country unheard of in the booth. It's the Wookiee one.
I didn't want to interrupt you. You guys had a good thing rolling with the North thing. I didn't want to be like, so what do you think about football? Yeah, so you didn't need my input on that. I didn't want to intrude on that, but I'm okay.
Oh, man. We also, you can't see him. I don't know if he's in any of the camera shots, but Plank is.
Oh, yeah, I got a shot for
Got
Plank.
a shot? A Plank shot?
Plank shot. There you go.
Not only is Plank in there, he's wearing the headphones, which normally he doesn't do, and I appreciate.
Yeah.
We always appreciate when people wear their headphones.
It's rule number one. Dr. Day, that was the first thing he said to me. He says, rule number one, always put the cans on.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Not everybody does.
No.
Which is okay for them, I suppose.
I mean, you know what? We got to have some rule breakers to, like, I'm not
Speaking of rule breakers, so Sammy D, for people who maybe this is their first time ever seeing you on the starting lineup because it's been so long since you've been here, tell people what your role is with the Franklin County Sheriff's Department, what you guys do.
Sure. So I am a sergeant with the Sheriff's Office, and I am the public relations officer.
So are you the gentleman then responsible for all of the wonderful Facebook posts on the sheriff's page?
I am.
Tremendous stuff. Well, I've been very excited here in the last few days to see some of the things that you guys have put out there. It's clearly been a very busy few days for the department. Has this been like an unusual level of summer activity, or is this just kind of more what we're seeing right now? You're just putting it out there at a good rate right now. Like, how does this compare to normal?
I mean, we've been really busy this week, but that's pretty normal for the summer. Call volume picks up in the summer.
Yeah.
Our patrol and division the call volume goes up, so they're a lot more busy. That generates more reports. So
well, it seems like they're more major kind of stories, here just in the last week or two.
Yeah, and we've, I put out a post last night and highlighted some good work of our newly formed narcotics team. I appreciate that Sheriff Fuller he's always been strong, had a strong stance against drugs, but we had an opportunity to get some guys and let them specialize in just drugs and help, and man, they've had an impact over the last 2 months.
The information that reportedly started this investigation was that drugs were being sold to school-aged children. Is that correct?
That's correct.
I mean, that's got to elevate the level of serious. It's bad enough when you got, folks that you get tips and, hey, they're moving drugs and narcotics and things like that. But it's got to elevate it a little bit more when you're talking about young kids.
Yeah, for sure. And once that tip came in, it was given to our guys immediately, and they started working it. And we're able to pretty quickly, actually, get sufficient cause to write a search warrant, and it was approved, and we executed that on Monday. About 1.5 pounds of marijuana and THC products, a little over $4,000 was seized there. Then evidence from that one rolled into a search warrant at another residence.
Really?
Yep, connected to the two that were arrested. And at that residence, we seized a couple of ounces of marijuana and THC products and about $21,000 in cash.
Wow. So no, not just a little bit there. Interesting. So let me ask you this: from a tip coming in, you mentioned a tip coming in like that, and without obviously getting into any confidential information or anything like that, but how does a tip become credible enough information to then pursue a search warrant?
Yeah, that's a great question. So sometimes the public thinks we can just, they say, hey, we believe this person is a drug dealer, and a tip will come in. They'll say, we believe this person's a drug dealer, and go bust them. Well, somebody's word like that is not enough. So we have to use investigative techniques. Sometimes we use technology, and you have to start building that information. It could be as simple as surveillance, setting up and watching a residence,
right?
And maybe finding vehicles that leave that residence and conducting a traffic stop.
Yeah.
There's lots of ways to collect that information. One of the most common for our traffic folks is surveillance.
Right. Yeah. That's. I mean, I'm very excited, obviously, for this. Like a lot of people, I saw the post, and it's always nice to take certain types off the street. Obviously, there are people within our community. We hope that they get the help that they need and turn their lives around and all the things. But, again, you guys have a job to do. And so I'm really proud of that. That's really cool. As far as the work that goes on behind the scenes, for people that may not know on something like this, they see the report come out, but you said that the team moved pretty rapidly on it. What kind of work did they do in a short amount of time to move on it?
Yeah, so in a case like that, what the general public doesn't realize about police work is there is a ton of paperwork. They're used to seeing these TV shows and movies where, you hardly ever see them doing paperwork.
Yeah.
that's a majority of police work is documentation.
That's a good, speaking of, and you guys could, by the way, we should do a music video, the whole 9 yards of, instead of Ghostbusters, you guys could be the Drug Busters. But that being said, we never see in the movie, I bet you the Ghostbusters had to do a lot of paperwork, Chewy. You never see any of that. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
It's a good observation. Just to say.
Yeah, so a lot of paperwork. You gotta figure at least there's 2 to 4 hours that goes into each search warrant.
Wow.
And it's a lot. And when I talked about surveillance and trying to maybe make a traffic stop and find something in that vehicle that will lead you back to the vehicle, that might take days. So it can be a lot of work. But so Monday we did a search warrant. Tuesday we did a search warrant. Wednesday we did a search warrant. And on Wednesday, I'm going to put out a story later today. We received information from one of our patrol guys. He went out to try and serve a warrant and smelled what he believed to be marijuana. And we ended up with a search warrant there, and we ended up seizing almost 250, or I believe it was right at 250 plants.
Oh, wow.
From this residence. Every house or every room in the house, with the exception of a couple of rooms, was converted to a grow.
Wow. That's tremendous. Right here in Franklin County, obviously. Again, you said he smelled it right under our noses, so to speak. Well, that's great. I again look forward to seeing that information come out as well. Yeah, I mean, this is one of those things where you guys kind of turned over one rock and the roaches scattered, so to speak, and you're like, oh, here, pick up this rock, pick up that rock. It's led to more things, is what it seems like.
Yeah, when the information is rolling in, it's it just keeps rolling.
Yeah,
and we tried to highlight a little bit of the things that that narcotics team has done over the last couple of months, but that's only a portion of it. There's some of it we can't release because they've got ongoing investigations. But just to highlight, they seized 24 grams of fentanyl in the last couple of months.
Wow.
Now, just to put that
a lot. Yeah.
Put that into perspective, all right? They say that 2 milligrams can be fatal. So 24 grams is 12,000 doses that could be fatal. 11 ounces of methamphetamine. Over 200 various pills, a couple of pounds of marijuana and THC products, 3 vehicles and 3 guns seized. And that's only a portion. Like I said, there's certain things that we're not going to report until the indictment's either made or they're arrested. So they've been doing a great job.
So what interests me about this case too is in regard to the path that you guys have taken, and there's talk about, oh, we got to get the dealers off the streets, and we got to get the bigger guys. We got to go after the bigger guys and stuff like that, which is always obviously the goal. But it seems like, and again, stop me if I'm wrong, it seems like you guys pulled a string, right? You found a string to pull, and it wasn't necessarily the top of the food chain up here. You were pulling something closer towards the distributors, the little guys, the users, and some small lower level distributor type of things. You pull that string, and next thing you know, you got this whole tapestry, in this case anyway, that is unraveling right in front of you. And you said, how many plants?
250.
So it's important to pull strings, I guess is what it sounds like.
When the pictures are posted, I think when you say, hey, some folks are growing some marijuana, they picture or they think, oh, maybe they've got something set up in a bathroom or a spare bedroom. No, this was the entire house except for a bedroom and the living room.
Wow. All right. Well, I like I said, I look forward to reading more of that. Now,
there's something else that I want to, before we change gears.
Yeah.
The general public seems to think, or a lot of times thinks, that there are, a centralized large dealer in a certain area.
Right.
The model of drug distribution has kind of changed, Joe.
Okay.
instead of having one major dealer here in the area,
Like
and
Heisenberg.
yeah, like a lot of times your dealers are users, and that's what people need to realize. They will drive to Chattanooga or Nashville and pick up enough. Let's say, for instance, methamphetamine. They'll pick up enough to sell so they can get theirs for free. So the old model of a big centralized dealer, there's lots of smaller dealers that are running back and forth,
right,
daily, weekly, and bringing back smaller amounts. So that's the model's kind of changed a little bit.
Yeah, interesting. All right. Well, we will take a short break and be back on the other side with more. Sammy D in studio with us this morning. It is the starting lineup. This is ESPN Radio 1340 1069 WCDT Winchester.
For 20 years, Sheriff Tim Fuller has led with one priority: keeping Franklin County safe. Safe schools, safe churches, safe neighborhoods, safe streets. Day or night, Tim Fuller has been there when our community needed him. No catchy campaign slogans, no empty promises, just proven leadership, hard work, and a record for turning ideas into action. Experience matters. Leadership matters. On Election Day, re-elect Sheriff Tim Fuller and keep Franklin County moving forward. Early voting is July 17th through August 1st. This ad was paid for by the candidate.
Good coffee recognizes good coffee. That's why Pivot Coffee proudly serves Franklin County's own Loco Coffee. Whether you're meeting friends, catching up on work, or simply taking a few minutes for yourself, you'll find locally roasted flavor in every cup. It's another example of local businesses supporting local businesses and giving you yet another great place to enjoy Loco Coffee. Stop by Pivot Coffee and taste the difference. This is ESPN Radio Winchester, where Franklin County comes to life. From local news and athletics to everything in between, we're proud to bring you the stories that matter right here at home. And it's all made possible by local businesses connecting with real people in our community every single day. When you support them, you support our local coverage. Over 75 years of Franklin County heritage. Want your business to be a part of it? Contact WCDT today. ESPN Radio Winchester. Franklin County plays here.
It's time for a local news break from the 931 Go News Center.
Tennessee shoppers will have an opportunity to save money this weekend as the state's annual sales tax holiday begins Friday, July 31st and continues through Sunday, August 2nd. During the 3-day event, qualifying clothing and school supplies priced at $100 or less per item can be purchased without paying state or local sales tax. Computers, including laptops and tablets priced at $1,500 or less for personal use, also qualify. State officials say the tax holiday is designed to help families prepare for the upcoming school year, with shoppers saving nearly 10% on eligible purchases. Online orders also qualify, as long as they meet the state's requirements. The Townsend Cultural Center is inviting the community to its Townsend Reunion Anniversary Celebration on Saturday, August 1st from 10 a.m. until 3 p.m. The event will feature live music, bingo, shopping with local vendors, tours of the Townsend Cultural Historical Room, and activities for the entire family. Organizers say the celebration will take place outdoors at Townsend School in Winchester, with plans to move indoors if rain is in the forecast. The annual event offers an opportunity for friends, families, and former residents to reconnect while celebrating the history and heritage of the Townsend community. And congratulations are in order for Winchester City Administrator Beth Roten, who has been named the Tennessee Municipal League's 2026 City Manager of the Year. The statewide honor recognizes exceptional leadership and service in municipal government. Roten has served the city of Winchester for nearly 2 decades and was recognized for her dedication, leadership, and commitment to improving the community. The award is the Tennessee Municipal League's highest honor, presented to city managers and administrators across the state of Tennessee. For details on these stories and more, visit 931go.com. Stay informed and stay connected to your community with ESPN Radio Winchester.
When it comes to caring for your loved ones, choose a name you can trust. Inhabit Home Health in Winchester, located at 2068 Cowan Highway. We're here to provide compassionate professional care right in the comfort of your own home. From skilled nursing to therapy services, our team is dedicated to helping you or your loved ones achieve the best quality of life. Call Inhabit Home Health today at 931-967-0633 to learn more about our personalized care plans.
We had a plan, and then the microphones came on. You're listening to the starting lineup on ESPN Radio 1340 1069 WCDT Winchester.
Back here on the starting lineup, this is ESPN Radio Winchester.
Brett Crabtree talking about the guys that you guys caught. They said to turn it over a new leaf.
Yeah. Yeah, they need to. I see you, Brett. Joined by Sammy D in studio. So, Sam, you know, one of the other things that we saw pop up on the Franklin County Sheriff's Office Facebook page was the TBI had issued an Amber Alert for a little young one, a 1-year-old Lily Hill. And you guys were able to return, I guess, get her back, the little girl back, and the non-custodial mother, Casey Hill, is apparently in custody at this point, from what I'm reading here. Now, what I saw as a part of this is, and I know that there's been a lot of talk about these cameras, they call them flock cameras and other cameras and things like that, but this particular one is referred to as an ALPR, which is something license plate reader camera, right?
Yep.
Did I get that right? Something license plate reader?
Yeah.
Is that the same as a flock camera?
Automated, yes.
Automated flock. Okay. Automated license plate reader. So that is what they're talking about. All right. So now the proper use of these things, and this, we don't have them all over the place in our community. I think we've got like one spot right now in our community where we've got them in Franklin County, or a couple spots where we got them in Franklin County.
We cover most all of the state highways. We have them on most all of the state highways, and we were able to do that through a grant.
Yeah. Now, and I understand people's concern about using the proper improper use of them and things like that. I understand the concern there. But that is one of those things that I think has been like way overblown. You got people going out and hacking these things down, chopping these things down with hacksaws and stuff like that. And let's just stop for a moment and understand that this little girl was returned because of one of these things. And while there can be concern about them, there can be concern about anything. You know, cheese give you heart disease. You know, you can come up with concern about anything. But the proper use of these things is for situations just like this, where somebody literally it recognized the license plate a state over, and you guys were able to figure out how to get this little girl back.
Yeah, I mean, in this situation, once we realized that we had a good vehicle description and a good tag, we immediately got that information into the system, and it started those cameras. They know you have a few things, right? Like you have an NCIC list that's hooked to these cameras, and once it passes one of those cameras, that tag number passes, that vehicle passes the camera, picture's taken, it immediately alerts local law enforcement. And that's how the traffic stop was made in Georgia there.
And I think that people have this belief or this fear that you've got people within the system that are sitting there gaining access to the camera and watching the camera and just like stalking people or watching what's going on or unauthorized access. The idea of the camera is that you guys pump into the system, hey, we're looking for this license plate. Mm-hmm. And through its AI technology, its recognition technology, it's not looking for me. It's not looking for Chewy. It's looking for this specific one where you've got, in this case, an Amber Alert and a little girl who, has been taken. And that's the purpose of these things. And so while, like I said, there is risk with any level of technology, again, our data being stolen or us being tracked on these things, I mean, everybody's free, but nobody's going out and throwing their cell phone in the ground and smashing it and removing the SIM card and all that type of stuff.
It's comical to me that the people that are against these cameras, and they'll go on social media, they'll go on Facebook, on TikTok, and make these videos about how these cameras are violating their rights and all this stuff, and it's a surveillance state and blah, blah, blah. But, all the apps that they gave permission to on their phone is way more invasive than a camera that takes pictures of registrations on the back of vehicles.
And from a marketing standpoint, I just want to stop and address that, because here's the deal. There are systems that as soon as you log into your Apple phone or your Android or whatever the case is, and whatever app, any business that wants to gain access to your tracking data has the ability to do so. In fact, if you are a car dealership, for example, and you want to target people's devices who are walking into another car dealership, if you get in the radius of their particular car dealership by like 300 yards or whatever the area determined is, or you go to another car dealership, they can get your data. So say you're looking at a Ford up the street, and you're a Ford dealership in the county over, you can then target that person with ads for your Ford dealership. They have access to where you are. And I know just from a marketing standpoint. So it is comical to me as well. But in this case, on a serious note, this piece of technology worked.
Yeah, and it wasn't just technology.
Right.
It's important to say that, there's some old-fashioned police work there too. Developing leads, going and searching addresses, all those things. But good old-fashioned police work, when coupled with new technology, has it really kind of sped up the process here, and we were able to safely get Lily and the suspect into custody.
So one of the other things that you guys posted, and this is going back to, I think, late June, is in regard to James Matthew Bell. And there are some things that obviously he was brought into custody for. There's a court date that's coming up, I believe, on August 3rd. But quite a laundry list of things. You guys picked up a bunch of weapons and other things like that. There were some updates that came out recently on that situation. Do you have any update from the sheriff's department side of things on how that, I guess, situation has played out?
Yeah, so we've got an upcoming court date. I believe are you referring to the release from the DA's office?
Yeah, there was a release here just a couple of days ago that I saw about certain charges being dropped or possibly being dropped.
So they did make the decision to do that. However, I believe they're going to have to go back and recharge him with those 12 counts because he had what was essentially a lifelong order of protection out of Colorado.
Oh, yeah. So my understanding was that it was something to do with he was not actually a convicted felon, but you're saying that because of something else, those charges are still going to apply.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Interesting. All right. Well, we'll keep an eye on that one as well. And again, it's interesting to me the variety right now of high-level stuff that you guys are dealing with. Young lady, Amber Alert, you guys return this situation, the drugs situation. I mean, you guys are all over the place right now.
Yeah, summers get busy.
Yeah,
and the calls for service, I mentioned that. Those obviously generate more reports, so more investigations. But the ability to have guys specializing and working on just narcotics, and they do have to go out and answer calls and do the other things if patrol becomes overwhelmed. But it's really been nice to see them focused on one single thing. And since I've been there, this is the first time we've had this much effort put into drug enforcement. And man, is it paying?
Yeah,
it's paying big, and we, I hate that I can't release everything,
Right.
you know, Joe, because there's so much more that I would love to talk about, but we just can't right now.
So, speaking of the drug thing, I mean, when we talk to the sheriff's candidates and anybody around the situation, the things that they list are, drugs is towards the top of the list, and then right below that you've got fraud, and then there's obviously tons of other things that you can get into, but those two things seem to be 1 and 2. And the other day, there was a fraud forum that was put on, and I got a chance to attend that, and that was very informative as well. I encourage people, if they haven't had a chance to, you can go back and I think watch it on Facebook through the the Winchester Police Department's page.
And we missed that. There was several of us that wanted to go to that.
Yeah.
And we were actually still out working.
Yeah.
And we hate that we missed that, but man, has it been good feedback from the public.
Yeah.
I've heard some really good things.
There's what was mind-blowing to me is the depths that these fraudsters will go to. I still, in my head, I think of like the call center, just some dude though on his phone. But I mean, the money mule stuff and a lot of the things that I learned about, I did not realize that it went that deep. And then too, on the water, speaking of the Winchester Police Department side of things, there was a situation that played out on the water, and you've been, every time basically you've come in since the weather warmed up, you've been talking about how it's important to be safe on the water, wear a life jacket, don't drink in boat, and all of these things. And again, a really terrible and unfortunate situation played out on Timms Ford. But again, the summer's not over, and people still need to continue to be safe.
Yeah, you're exactly right. This, sadly, our lake generally will claim 1 to 3 people a year. And I hate that because, that's one of the things that draws people here.
Yeah.
And, that was unfortunate, that situation there. It was actually really close to the Bass Club there.
Yeah.
Just around the bend. And I hate it, but every year we kind of come to expect it because sometimes folks, they don't respect the water.
Yeah. So we've got school coming up, obviously, right around the corner. As kids are heading back, you guys are sending the SROs back in and all the things. Is there anything this time of year? I mean, you talk about school safety and other things like that. Anything like that you want to put out before we get into?
Yeah, there's something that's really neat. We believe that this is going to work, so I don't mind talking about it. We believe that we're going to be able to secure another SRO for our school system, and it's not going to cost the county a dime.
Really?
Yes. So we've got all the schools covered, and in fact, a couple of them have 2 SROs because of the amount of kids
right.
at those locations. But we're looking at putting an SRO at the alternative school.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Very cool.
And again, that's one of those things that will not cost the county.
Right. That's tremendous, especially because, and we've talked about this in the past, a lot of it is about the relationship, developing that relationship with the kids and showing them that you're there to protect and serve and serve the people. And again, this is a conversation, we're running out of time in this segment, but this is a conversation we've had before. A lot of troubled youth and things like that, their only exposure to officers is in a really negative situation, and this gives you guys the ability to interact with them in a more positive space on a regular basis.
Yes, and if that SRO does make it to the alternative school, what a grand opportunity for them to really make relationships with kids that may be getting in trouble too much or whatever the case is. And that may be a relationship with one of those kids could be the turning point that changes their direction for the rest of their life.
That's awesome. That is so cool. Well, good job by you guys, and fingers crossed on that one. That'd be great. All right, we'll be back on the other side with Sammy D in studio. It is a What the Florida Friday. You're listening to ESPN Radio 1340 1069 WCDT Winchester.
It's Larry Shelby, previously on the Paul Feinbaum Show.
You know what, Chris? Let me tell you something. Why don't you go catch your breath before commenting on somebody else's? And Hacksaw Tuscaloosa Jim Duggan. is shut up, because I could strike you out blindfolded, pitching underhand with both arms tied behind my back.
Okay, why don't we take a break? I'm pretty exhausted.
The Paul Feinbaum Show, weekdays at 3 Eastern on the ESPN app and on the SEC network.
Why choose More Courtney Funeral Home? Well, they're a fifth-generation funeral home taking care of the people of Franklin County since 1905. They're committed to serving you, dedicated to providing personalized, professional, compassionate service to help lighten your burden and help you out during these difficult times. More Courtney Funeral Home, 300 First Avenue Northwest in Winchester, 967-2222. More Courtney Funeral Home.
I'm Kristen Abraham, curator of Abraham Art Gallery right on the square in downtown Winchester. Looking for something unique? Every month brings a new featured artist, original art to inspire and share with the community. Come in, explore, and discover art that's ready to go home with you today. Whether you're redecorating, collecting, or just need something that sparks joy, this is your place. We're open Tuesday through Saturday. Find us on Instagram and Facebook. Visit abrahamgallery.com or stop by at 106 North High Street. You never know what you'll fall in love with.
Looking to make a difference in Franklin County? The Franklin County Prevention Coalition works every day to build a safer, healthier community, free from substance misuse. Through education, outreach, and strong local partnerships, they empower parents, schools, and leaders to prevent addiction and support positive choices. From youth programs to community events, the coalition is here for you. Learn more or get involved today at fcpctn.org. Together, we prevent.
This project is funded under a grant contract with the State of Tennessee Department of Mental Health and Substance Abuse Services.
The future of healthcare starts here. The Southern Tennessee Regional Health System, Winchester and Swanee, are joining the High Point Health System with Ascension St. Thomas, a health network serving communities across the state. We're working together to expand access, improve clinical quality, and keep you close to home throughout your care journey. Your favorite providers aren't going anywhere. It's the same care you know and trust, now with a new name. High Point Health with Ascension St. Thomas. Learn more at highpointhealthsystem.com.
Back here on the starting lineup, ESPN Radio 1340, 1069 WCDT Winchester. Joe Abraham and Chewy, joined by Sammy D this morning on a What the Florida Friday. And I don't know, it's Shark Week, gentlemen. And I saw a post a couple of weeks ago. I don't know where exactly this is located, but I screenshotted this post. World's most isolated Airbnb is floating miles off of the U.S. coast in shark-infested waters.
Nice.
I wonder if you show up and they've got like the TV on Shark Week for you this week.
That'd be cool.
I've
always wanted a free dive with a shark.
You're weird. I don't want to be anywhere near a shark.
I've dove with like a couple sharks, but like I'm talking about like I want to go to like Hawaii and see deep blue, like in person, no cage. I just want to swim. I just want to see it. I think that'd be fun.
Well, here's a interesting story, Florida man story. There are things that you can do on your own. We talked to earlier in the show. We talked to Jeff over at Poultry Electric and Pro Hardware. There's a lot of do-it-yourselfers, Chewy.
Mm-hmm.
Some things you should not do on your own. This was published here just yesterday by Fox 13 in Tampa Bay. Florida man accused of killing his mom and burning the body because she wanted to be cremated.
Oh.
It's one of those things that you probably should leave to the folks over at the Courtney family of funeral services.
Yeah, there's a reason why there's a giant wall of iron caskets. Golly, I've heard horror stories though about like people trying to cremate like their cat or something, and they put it in the oven, and it's just like, have you heard those kinds of stories? Or they like make a fire, like a pyre outside, thinking that it will work, but it's just like the stupidest thing you could possibly do is try to do something like that.
Jeez. Well,
Yes,
this actually
please don't do that.
Yeah, this actually happened in Fort Myers, Florida.
There you go. Yeah,
He still live in Fort Myers.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So apparently,
what did you do?
he called. So if people ever wonder what's wrong with me, I got a little Florida man in me. Phrasing.
It rubbed off on you.
Yeah, there you go. Beamer called 911 from his Fort Myers home on Saturday to report that he was suffering from chest pain. He was rushed to the hospital for a medical evaluation. As he was being taken to the hospital, another 911 call came in about a fire at the same residence. Fire crews rushed to the scene and entered the home to extinguish the blaze. That's where they discovered the body of his mother, who was severely burned and deceased. Yeah, so there are certain things we just encourage you not to do on your own.
Yeah.
Cremation is one of those.
It reminded me of the end of the what's the Grape movie with Leo DiCaprio?
What's Eating Gilbert Grape?
Yeah, at the very end of that movie,
Grapes of Wrath.
Yeah, at the end of that movie, that's sort of what they implied they burned the house down to do.
Ah.
But I was like, that's not going to work. You know what I mean? But it's very morbid, very morbid. I didn't like that movie. Did you like that movie?
I don't know if I've ever seen that movie.
You've never seen it?
I've seen parts of it. Like, I can see him as a young boy in that movie.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I ever saw that movie.
Yeah.
It's been, 30 years since that movie came out?
Yeah,
or longer?
something ridiculous. That was like when Johnny Depp was a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got any Florida man stories over there, Sammy D? I'm scrolling through looking.
Yeah, so I was trying to find some stuff shark related.
Oh.
Yeah, Florida police confirmed shark strapped to car roof was real.
Oh my God.
After photos went viral, police had to reassure everyone that the shark tied to the roof of a car was not AI generated, and then that it had been legally caught. That's a shark story.
Is there a legal mode of transportation for a shark?
Maybe.
I'm not sure strapping it to the hood of your car is the best way to go, but did find this interesting. NYPD deploys drones to patrol for sharks.
Really?
Yes, they now use drones to spot sharks nearby.
How do you get that job? That's a cool job. Flying a drone all day looking for sharks.
I know,
That
right?
was like made for me.
Yeah.
Massachusetts police had to call a tow truck, not for a car, but a massive great white that washed ashore.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So going back to the guy who's driving down a road, in his Saturn with the.
I like how you didn't picture a truck. This is like a sedan.
Oh yeah,
it was
totally.
like bungee cables.
It's totally yeah. So imagine if the shark comes off the roof of that thing and you're driving down, what would that be, I-10 or something like that, and all of a sudden you're driving down a highway and all of a sudden a shark comes at you coming down the highway. You got to think. Immediate thought is Sharknado.
Yeah.
Yes, that was my immediate thought. So you said Saturn. I immediately thought Subaru.
I don't know. Subaru. If a Subaru driver came across a shark, they'd be trying to put it back in the water.
Could you imagine though being in like a lifted truck and all you see is a shark fin go past your window and you're like, what?
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Could you imagine being like a guy who's had an interaction, a run-in with a shark? What if you got bit by a shark one day? And now you're driving down the road, and like the guy from Jaws, I mean, he sees a shark coming after him. He might have a heart attack right there in the road.
Yeah, he's definitely got PTSD.
I'm just imagining driving, but like, so a shark is like hydrodynamically designed, right? So if it's on the top of the roof of the car, is it like, do you think it's just gliding, or do you think it's got its stupid mouth up? You know what I'm talking about? Yeah,
the second one.
Like, because you can't go too fast. That thing's gonna peel off. You better be careful, because then it's like, how do you get a shark out of the middle of an I-10 highway? Like, it's like, who do you call for that?
Maybe that's why they called the tow truck.
Right.
The next
Yeah.
story.
Yeah.
Can you please make sure you clip that video of Chewy doing that impression?
Oh my gosh.
Oh gosh. Well, I'm sure Governor DeSantis will come up with a solution for all of that.
Joe, Brett did want to know if you were going to the FC scrimmage tonight as well.
I really, really want to, but I also really, really got to do some other things. I don't know. The answer to that question is I simply don't know at this point. It's a hard maybe.
Yeah. If everything flies right. But hey, shout out to FC.
I can't think of anything that I want to do more, but it's wants and needs are two different things.
So it was a Honda Civic that the Shark was on. That checks out, right?
That's kind of right between us.
Yeah.
Me with the Saturn and you with the Subaru. Civic's right there in the middle.
It just kills me that it wasn't on the truck. Like, it's so funny.
Yeah.
Like,
no, that wouldn't have been newsworthy.
Exactly. Like, I'm like,
it's just been Tuesday down there.
Oh my gosh. Also, who's catching sharks? Why?
A lot of people do down there.
But why? Like, they're not good for you. They urinate through their skin, and they can make you pretty sick if you eat too much of it.
What?
Okay,
They're
so
also
that's,
going extinct.
Interesting. So I did come across this one. Speaking of the cameras, the surveillance Florida man defeats AI surveillance with 12-foot pool skimmer. Took a camera down with a pool skimmer.
I love
what the heck
this
is
story.
wrong with people?
Oh, that's
A, you're a moron for taking a camera down in the first place. B, yeah, we obviously didn't think this thing through.
I hope there's a video of this of him, like, it looks like a medieval knight with like a lance just defeating the AI flock camera. All
right,
I love this show.
Chewy kept talking about a truck. Yeah, apparently, officers used hold on, where'd it go? Anyway, there was a photo. I've lost the story now, but there was a photo of a shark sticking out of the bed of a truck, and everybody was calling going down the interstate, so they pulled him over. And again, this one was also legally caught and not AI.
Yeah,
kind of comical.
Like, imagine
just a
getting
regular
pulled
everyday
over
thing
for
down
that,
there.
though. Yeah,
That would be the coolest thing to get pulled over for.
I'd love to see that ticket. Like, if you get one.
Yeah. Hey, you want to see my great white?
Yeah. No. no, I don't.
Again, phrasing. All right. Well, that'll do it for us here on a What the Florida Friday. I think we've overstayed our welcome. Coming up next, it is Reliable Rentals Swap and Shop. Special thank you to everybody over at the Sheriff's Department. Sergeant Sam Davidson in studio with us this morning. Thank you, my friend, for coming in and hanging out with Plank and Chewy and myself. But also, thank you for all the hard work that you guys do. Keep up the great work. And, again, I look forward to the story about the 100 and some odd plants.
200
and some odd plants. Goodness gracious. All right. We'll be back next week. Maybe. FCC might come and get us before then, but whatever. It is ESPN Radio 1340 1069 WCDT Winchester.